All right, these are the parts and the tools that you need to put the riggers onto the end of our SUP. To put the oar locks onto the end of the SUP rigger. We provide you with these two Allen keys, a 7/32 and a 3/16. You're gonna need 2 3/4-inch wrenches. The things that hold the pins are these mirror imaged parts, and they attach to the end of the rigger, one on one side, one on the other. The fasteners that attach it are already in place. You use the 7/32 Allen key to take them out and to mount it onto the end. You can see it on the other end, already attached to the other rigger. The next step is to attach the oar lock pin. All of these fasteners we've coated with an anti-seize compound. Gotta be careful not to get it on your fingers. It's just messy. But you undo that, put it through one of these holes, and tighten it with the 2 3/4-inch wrenches. Where you position it along this length is determined by your height. Average size people, 5'10", 6 feet, would put it on the second hole. Taller people on the very end, shorter people in that direction. That's something you can adjust as you know when you've been rowing to change the arc of the oar. You can see on the other end, I've already put it on the second location. The oar lock fits onto this pin, but that's sloppy until you put these inserts in. There's an insert set here, and they fit into this barrel section, and they adjust the fore and aft pitch. We recommend that you use the ones that are labeled, that will give you 5 degrees of forward pitch. It's labeled on the top of the insert. There's the numeral 5 on one side and 3 on the other. To get a 5-degree pitch, you put the number 5 on the top, facing in this direction here, up against that hinge point, and that would just press in there. You take the other one that matches it for the bottom, and you have to rotate it 180 degrees so that the 5 is facing in the other direction. Like so. And that's ready to swivel on this pin. These spacer washers here, the black and the blue, have to get stacked on the pin to set the height. You do the final adjustment when you're sitting in the boat. But to get started, I put one black and one blue underneath, like that. Put the oar lock next, stack the rest of them. The blue ones are called speed washers. They're designed so that you don't have to take this apart to adjust the height. You can snap it off and snap it back on and put it above or below the oar lock. You cap it off with this washer and screw, holding the whole assembly together using this other Allen key that we have provided for you. At this point, you may want to put some non-permanent thread locker on this thread. It comes in a little tube, the blue stuff, or some plumber's tape, Teflon tape, so that this doesn't rotate or vibrate out. It's just traveling that could vibrate out. So that's how it all goes together. You can see the assembly here on the other end. All the washers are stacked here, the nuts on the button heads on the top. To get the oar in and out, this keeper comes up. The oar goes in here. You close it back up. This is cone shaped in there. You have to make sure that it's all snug. And when you're rowing, the oar is bearing up against this surface. A common mistake is to put the oar in backwards, but you always want it bearing up against this face. That's where the angle is. Also, when you're rowing, your left hand is going to be passing over your right one. So you want the left oar lock higher than the right one. We weld that overlap into the rigger. So when you adjust the height with these spacer washers, you should have the same number below the oar lock on this side as on the other. You adjust the height simultaneously. That's all.